This is day 354 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. This Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is for the first day of Shavuos Tavshin Pei Aleph. And this is the 1-year anniversary of the beginning of the Limud of Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. And it's a great credit to the initiative of Reb Micha Berger that introduced this Limud to Am Yisrael, and halavai that it should grow and continue to grow. Ad Bias Gold Tzedek, and it should be as close for us that we are bringing Arukh HaShulchan to a greater audience of learners. Today we are doing Siman Reish Mem Zayin Sif Aleph to see Shabbat Prince Zayin Ches. As always, if you would like to sponsor a share or more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, it would be very greatly appreciated. Please contact me directly. This is Dinei Shiluch Michavim B'Shabbos Today in a Yehudi. The laws of sending a letter by a non-Jew on Shabbos. Somebody gives a letter to a non-Jew to bring it to another city. If you stipulate with him the price of taking it, it's permissible. Even if you give him the Erev Shabbos at nightfall. As long as he's left the opening of your house before Shabbos. If you do not stipulate, if there is in the country a specific person, like a postman, who post office, which collects the letters, and sends it to each and every country, with his agents, you can give the non-Jew the letter, which he shows so there's enough time for him to get to the house which is nearest the wall of the city before Shabbos. Was made the person who sent the letter the person who received the letter, the postman and the shochan, and sent it. Beiso who his house is near the wall. There's no specific person there who we can say that he's the one in charge. And any of these he doesn't distribute it to other postmen, but rather the person who gets the letter, he delivers the letter to the other city. You can't send him the letter at all unless you stipulate the money ahead of time. Ad kan l'shayna. It's in the quote from the Rambam. He says the brackets, although this is not so illuminate us. Base. Okay, base. Any work which you give to a non-Jew to do before you do it immediately before Shabbos, you have to stipulate. Simulation in base, like we learn the past and we'll learn the future. And we shouldn't be but in by a letter, there's even a heter if you didn't stipulate the price. There is a post office in the country. Gemara posting did announce that that's the Gemara, and the posting bring this down as a separate halach on its own siman. For the Rambam below cuts, it's also shlach the other gam b'shelo be'erev Shabbos. The Rambam also furthermore holds that when he didn't stipulate, it's also to send him a letter through a non-Jew, even if it's not erev Shabbos. Much because also shlach gas beyond the olam. You're never allowed to send a letter with a non-Jew, even though you reckon that the non-Jew will deliver the letter before Shabbos. I'm sorry, I went back a line. Whereas by other works, it's other types of labor, it's necessary, even if it didn't stipulate, where the work can be completed for Shabbos. Then other types of work, even if he does it before on Shabbos, if he goes done before Shabbos, lace lumbar, it's not a problem for us, which happens because I'm consideration base. Ain't okay, but by letter it's not like this. When it's done the weekend, he does the Shabbos. And everybody sees that he's holding in his hands the letter from the Jew. They're going to say that he gave them on Shabbos to take. Well, if he's of course, if that's the case, if the handwriting is not the Jews, it'll be okay, since the whole issue is that you're going to perceive it's the Jews' handwriting. Maybe that's the case. What does that help to stipulate the price? So Dayan Moshe Shabbos doesn't know. People still say that he gave them a Shabbos. We can say the cuts once he stipulated came to Dayan Ovid. since the non-Jews doing his own for himself at this point, lo yisapel shemar b'leir mechtav. He's not going to tell anybody, nor sell the show them the letter. By showing below cuts as opposed to when he was not stipulated, thus the daiti sogavi there he's still the agent of the Jew. If he's not going to take on a weekday, but it's going to take on Shabbos, he'll tell everybody that he's going as the agent of a Jew. He sent him a letter, it's going to say that he gave them on Shabbos. It's a little bit difficult to see that distinction, especially because it assumes that non-Jew is going to lie, but that's a Rishulchan's svara to be mechalik. According to some people say, and not distinguishing letters and other things. The B'shachid volume of Rabbeinu Shik says, by the things he doesn't have to stipulate the wages so and so much. Or actually is as long as it's not per diem. And as long as there's a contractor, sending malachos who do this work for me, I'm going to tell you, pay you for the work, not for the time. But tell us how much, you don't stipulate how much you're going to pay him. As long as the non-Jew assumably relies on we're going to pay him appropriately. But by letter being a dafka kotzatz, you have to specifically have a stipulation. So you have to your opponent that he's giving you so much for letter, bring the letter to that city. This is also the reason, on account of the reason which we explained, that when he did not completely stipulate, he's still doing it somewhat as the agent of the Jew. The Sapper Komakom is going to say wherever he goes, wherever he goes, you should know say you're going to show he's carrying the Jewish letter. You're examining to see the writing. They're going to suspect he gave it to him on Shabbos. As we shall see in Sivches. May I say further, the Dina Geras Abibusio Ser. That the halacha of a letter is a bigger chiddush. Now, if you katzatz, even when you stipulated, mikol melachos, and all other, more than any other form of labor. The emes yeshi spalei, really we should be astonished. The mitam malacha, nachsein Yehudi, granted terms of the work of the non-Jew, ain't less sorry, forbid this, shouldn't have came to katzatz daite and have sheik avad, because once they stipulate the price, doing for his own benefit, come nelas harigarto sheisol lechas chutzat chum Shabbos. The letter of the Jew was going outside the 2,000 amos of Shabbos. Even the object of the person can't go further than his own tchum. Like it says in Beitzah that the animal and the vessels are like the feet of the owner. How can you ever give the letter to a non-Jew? And Erev Shabbos, as night falls, that's when he stipulated, it's going to take it outside the tchum. And that's going to be a problem. It's truly not telling him explicitly that you should take it on Shabbos. You're not telling him explicitly you should take it on Shabbos. He knows he's going to take it. Not telling explicitly, but he knows he's going to take it. How his objects go outside the tchum. Granted, in a letter you can say that once it's left his hand, and he doesn't have any need in it, so no, he doesn't need to reach his destination, and it's not like his objects. It's when it's certainly this all the halachos sending valuable objects like money or other objects to the beso, to the other person's house. The mutar b'ktzitz is permissible if long as you stipulate price. And we do it every day. We send objects and money to other people through the post office. How can you find our hands and feet in this halacha? In that our objects are going to go outside the 2,000 amos. Hey, vanilla is daiti tamush but I think the reason like this: the cave and the Mosai here saying the Yuli Erev Shabbos since you gave the letter to the non-Jew on Erev Shabbos couldn't be Hashmoshes before twilight. Shusam is my kniyas shvisa, which is when the letter will acquire its shvisa, its place. So at that point, he removed the letter from its Makar Shvisa in his hands, It doesn't require the Mokum Shvisa, the place of resting of that owner. Even somebody who's going along the road and falls asleep, he's not koine a Mokum Shvisa because they never intend to be koine. So even though that's Rabban Rabbi Yochanan argue, we hold like kin that you do acquire a Makom Shvisa. Mosh Kos will come on Siman Tov Aleph. Zel mitam do near Kana. Since that's kind of like amigo. Since if he was awake, he would acquire a Makom Shvisa. Yoshin Nami Kana. Even in sleep, also acquires it. Come before Sham, as explained there. The game Perushu Atam Gemara Sham. That's reason given there in the Gemara. Avol Ilavo Itam of not for this reason. Lo have a Kana Shvisa. There will be no acquisition of Shvisa. Certainly, when you literally gave the non-Jew from before the end of the day. So it's no longer your object, that's kind of your Shvisa. It's not like because see later on, somebody gives this animal to a shepherd. The shepherd may not take it outside the tchum. It's still in his rishus. The animal is still owned and under his jurisdiction. He doesn't have mind to remove it from its makom shvisa from its place. Mashkim gets supposed to letter which he wants to send away. Another object. When he gives the non-Jew to take it to another city, he gave it before while it's still daytime. It's b'kavono to yom shvisa. He literally moved from his makom shvisa. The Marco Plan Igros, but it's still a great chiddush to say this by sending letters. Does not apply to other malachos. Shas place can be routine that we now say Shas place will say this halacha by itself independently. Vav Dover Pashu, it's clear that Afilu B'Katzas Oslo Marlo Sheilach B'Shabbos. Even in the stipulated price, you can't tell him specifically he go on Shabbos. Zelmamish Kishalech Shlei B'Shabbos. It's literally that saying engine on Shabbos. Afilu ain't home and before she doesn't say explicitly came. This Ella Shesholcho Be'erev Shabbos. The Malcolm Rogel, but he's sending her Shabbos to a distant place. And remember alone, he says, Reish Teisha B'Yom Rishon, be there, make sure be there on Sunday. Or B'Yom Sheni, or Monday, or B'Yom Shlishi, or Tuesday. If you do a Shir Shal Yos B'Shom, that's no, you can't get there. Unless you go to Shabbos. So Ganki Omer Lo Lech B'Shabbos. So be done, go on Shabbos. And a Meisel is time, right? You give it to him without any specification. She Yelech L'Shom, when they should go there, must say she at a specific time. Must say she at Yelech, whenever he wants to go. Even though the Jew who's sending receive a benefit, and now we're just going to go quickly on this Shabbos, and Yudi at that point he's doing it on his own volition. And the benefit comes as automatically, not by design. Just like a profit in such a case, where it comes on its own, that's permissible. Have to be very careful. Shlech b'Shabbos and tell him explicitly go on Shabbos. Or any other language seems to indicate they go specifically on Shabbos. Zayin v'zeh Rambam oseh below cuts. That's telling me that which Rambam always forbids was saying the Levi didn't stipulate the price. Some places argue him. Is it a rush? Where it says Ein B'Shabbos Gross B'Yada in Yehudi Erev Shabbos, don't send letters in the hands of non-Jew Erev Shabbos. V'Arba Chamishi and Wednesday and Thursday Mutar. It's permissible to Dafka Erev Shabbos Mechsei. Only Erev Shabbos is L'Koimer Lo, like you're telling him Sheil Chamacham Shlichus that the next day should go in his agency. V'Amil Ein Yehudi Shvus. Tell you not Jews and Malachos only the Rabbanan. I feel Amar Erev Shabbos. I say it's Shabbos. Even tell him on Erev Shabbos, do it on Shabbos. I will move like an Shabbos. But it's more further removed from Shabbos before Shabbos. Lo mechzik does not look like time to my malachat Shabbos. The chain others I've done so too. Hides given to a tanner. The chain and clothing given to a launderer. Mutar v'chamish mutar on Wednesday or Thursday. Abi shlokatz seem they didn't stipulate ad kan l'shoynoi. And the quote from the Rosh. V'atam, the reason is nehida lokatz. That's true. He didn't specify. Come in machil Shabbos. Not compelling to go on Shabbos. When this goes on Shabbos, it's his own intention. Because Rabbeinu Aramah B'Siva the Yeshus Mochadei Zu Im Tzorel Kach in line the Rosh we need to do so. Akam L'Shoino, that's the end of the quote. If you know you can't reach there before Shabbos, that's what you have wrong. Because they go on Sunday, who's going to protest against him? Send him Monday or Tuesday. You know the place is not so far away. If you I can easily get there before Shabbos. Mutar, it's also permissible. Ches, began b'mach kosavnu b'siv gimel. Began tzirshmi b'yim tzitz chumura. That in a letter you need to have complete stipulation. And Shom b'rashba zal kol chelik b'zel Rashba argues. For Rabbeinu Beis Yosef is received base plus a kamoiso. The Beis Yosef Paskins like him. Zel is showing this is a quote. B'midna imoshi ten lo schora. If you stipulate with him, we should give him his wages. Apish lo pirish kam yitain lo. Even didn't stipulate how much. It's the same thing like stipulating how much. The the Jew is confident that is going to pay him appropriately. Mishabur says appropriately can mean either a normal amount or whatever they're going to agree upon. And therefore non-Jews work for his own benefit. But generically, even if the Jew has in mind to pay him, also, it's forbidden. Lo samcha daite. He's not definite about his getting paid, and therefore he's working for the Jew. He's so kotarach akal l'shon. That's the end quote for the Rashba. Klomar, meaning lo yibayik shonim mitzapek klum l'tashlum schar to aser. It goes without saying that he's not anticipating getting any payment at all. That it's also for state. So the states that it's also he's purely an agent of the Jew. Even if he anticipates getting a payment, also it's still forbidden. Because now the Jew didn't promise anything to him. Low down in the but it's not like that. What you're going to see, the non-Jew takes it for nothing, for free, explicitly. It's mutter. The Zeushai there, in this right for us was he acquiesced to do for free. Minay is a toy with Shos Yisrael. The Jew did him some favor at some point. V'adik concepts as if they stipulated. Avokat Aaronson but here he doesn't want to do it for free. He wants to earn wages. Since he hasn't promised him yet how much. Klavi Adat Yisrael is doing for the Jew, and as an agent. Because the Gam B'Shami is Shlokim, which is part even there where he does it for free. Some people argue and say it's not permissible. The way Mishabur puts it somewhat succinctly is it's also because the non-Jew is anticipating getting paid, and certainly if he's not sure he's going to get paid, he's certainly going to work even harder as the agent of the Jew.